Hey everyone, Charlie here, and I'm solo camping in a bushcraft survival shelter. I've got no tent and no cooker, so I'll be making delicious ribs and a huge steak over an open fire. My fire's keeping me warm through a freezing night, and I'm having a great time. Well, I am in a giant river valley in the mountains of New Zealand, and I've got to find a place to build a shelter tonight. Well, I found quite a nice spot just in here. It's fairly sheltered from the wind, it's got a nice stream running past it, and lots of dead wood for a fire. I'm going to keep heading up and see if I can find anything better, but this could be a good option tonight. River check, deadwood check. It's sheltered from the wind as well. Well, this clearing here looks to be the perfect spot to build my shelter. I've got plenty of bread dough for later and for tomorrow morning. Well, I've got my pole in place and all of the ropes connected to the trees, and I tell you what, it's quite a nice little shelter in here. With the rain expected overnight, this should keep me nice and dry while I sleep. I tell you what, in the sun it's really nice and warm, but in the shade with all that wind, it's pretty chilly. The bigger I build this wall up, the more heat it will reflect back into the shelter. Well, I'm going to need a lot more rocks on there, but I am starving right now, and I'd like to get the fire going so I can cook myself some lunch. It's stunning when the wind dies down. Well, to light a fire I need wood, and I remembered all of the dead wood that was just out here. All of this dry and brittle dead wood is going to be perfect for lighting the fire. Well, I always make sure that right next to the fire I've got all of my water in case I need to put it out. I'm going to need a really warm fire if I'm going to cook all of my food as well as keep myself warm during the night. While the fire starts to heat up, I'm going to start to cut some bigger logs to fuel it for longer. You can hear and even see the sap bubbling out of the logs. If your fire's smoking a lot like this, it means it needs more air, so I'm going to blow on it and get it going a bit more. Alright, well the fire's getting a lot... I was going to say the fire's getting a lot warmer now, but this... Geez, I don't even know how to describe it, like a grill plate was just leaning up against the tree. I was just about to talk about making some lunch, and I wonder if I can use this. Glad I found this, I definitely couldn't have carried that in. I'll just lean it beside the fire now to dry off. I don't want to put it on top because that'll just drip water straight into where the flames are. I'm not sure it won't hold. There we go. Well, I don't have a table, so this rock will make do to prepare the meals. This rock's not the most even surface to prepare food on. Put them down at the back since I don't want them over a direct flame. I'll cook them slow and low for a while I build up the rest of this fire. I think this is more than enough firewood, probably enough to last the next 3 people that come past here. Well, I'd planned to sit right down there on that log, but silly me put all of the firewood on top of it, so I've got to move it all off to the side and I'll sit down and enjoy my ribs. I am so tired after moving all of that firewood and cutting it up. I cannot wait for those ribs to be done. There's not long left. Every time I'd had to go and collect some firewood, I'd have to walk through the river, so my boots got soaked every single time. It's nice to just put them up by the fire and let them dry out. Check this out, with the shelter being between 2 trees, I've got a seat, a living room in my shelter, if you will. And right next to me is the dining room, the kitchen, and then over there, the storage room. And then my bedroom's right in front of me. I can smell the ribs, they're so tempting. Sold. Well, aside from the smoke in my face, this is quite a comfortable spot now. Wow, those look good. I don't even know where to start. That is incredible. Oh my goodness, it smells insane. Look at that. I don't even care that there's just smoke blowing into my face. This is the best food I've ever had. And this is only lunch. I've got a full tomahawk steak to cook over the fire tonight. Oh my goodness. They're so juicy as well. Oh my goodness. I didn't eat it very tidily, but I did eat it well. That feels so much nicer now, and I can just relax until dinner time. That log might be a bit too wet to start burning yet. I'll put something drier in first. This is about as dry as it gets. Well, I've managed to finish all of my water, so I'm going to go and fill it up at the river now. Normally I trust drinking straight out of the streams, but since this is part of the main river, I'm going to filter it anyway. You just fill up the filter, squeeze it through into your bottle, and you've got crystal clear water. I forgot the pump bag for my sleeping mat. Even with the fire, it's pretty chilly. I think it's time for the puffer jacket. So cozy now. Well, after all that hard work, it's nice to just sit and enjoy the view. And to enjoy with it, I've brought some of Mum's baking. Classic oat and raisin, my favourite. My mum's caring for her mum right now, but she still made time to come and make these for me. It's nice to see the fire still going and my sleeping bag not up in flames. I push it all the way in while the fire's going because I don't want a loose ember jumping out and catching that on fire. It is very flammable. It's nice to just sit here and dry my feet out. Nope, not quite. Ow! That's my fault. I'm running out of room to put these. They can just sit at the front, warming up. It's the last of the sun, and it's only going to get colder from here. I'm starting to get the fire going a bit more to get ready for dinner. I've got a huge bag of bread dough that I'm just going to leave by the fire to warm up before I cook it. Well, dinner is just as good as lunch. I've got an entire tomahawk steak to cook up. It's always a bit tricky when the wind blows the smoke into your face. Well, my steak is cooking away, but look at that. Those clouds are incredible. I'm very lucky to be here. I've got this rock heating up so that I can cook my bread on it. Unfortunately, the tin foil ripped, so I'm gonna have to take the steak out and cook it a different way. Oh no. That is looking so good. Well, my steak was cooking a lot faster than the bread, so I've transferred the bread dough up here so I can cook a bit quicker. I've got some butter, maple syrup and a bit of honey in there. I'm just going to let that warm up next to the fire so it's all ready to go on the bread. I've got this little paper plate to stop the mess. Don't even know where to start. That is so good. Man, it's so tender. It's a pretty good medium steak. It was a pretty long day, and this feels pretty good. Almost forgot. Take a look at that. Golden brown fresh loaf of bread. Get that honey and butter and maple syrup all mixed up. Oh yeah. I can't think of any better dessert to have next to a campfire. You know what? Well, it's about time for bed, and I've still got my wet boots on, so I'm excited to swap those out for my down booties. Oh, that is such a nice feeling. I'm going to put these over by the fire so they can hopefully dry out by the morning. Well, that feels nice, but my socks are just as wet. I don't have any other socks, so I really need these ones to dry. You can see the steam coming off of them. Just hope they don't catch on fire. My dad got me a book on native trees, so I might give that a read now. It is 11 o'clock now. It is well past my bedtime. Between the fire and my cozy little sleep setup, I'm actually quite warm, and I think it's going to be quite a comfortable night. I think they say in your lifetime you swallow 8 spiders in your sleep. Judging by what I've seen crawling around me, I think I'm going to hit my quota in one night. So I guess we'll see what happens, and I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning everybody. The wind definitely picked up last night, and by the looks of things the weather is just packing itself in. So I want to get breakfast made and get myself out of here as quickly as possible. The wind changed directions in the middle of the night, so it was just funneling down the valley and straight into the face of my shelter. It was blowing up and down and I could hear the trees creaking above me, and I just kept thinking one would fall right on top of me. It's pretty cold right now. I think I'm gonna get the fire going as quickly as I can. Oh, okay. There's still an ember in the fire and it's smoking a bit, so that's a good sign. I brought with me these wax ball fire starters. I'm gonna unravel one and use it to help light it this morning. Ow. Well, a big fire is always a nice thing to have in the morning. I need to find some slightly bigger sticks so I can keep it going for a bit longer. While the fire heats up, I'm going to prepare myself a hot chocolate. I bought lots of little marshmallows to go with it. Oh my goodness. That's the best hot chocolate I've ever had. I put in a lot of sugar and a lot of hot chocolate powder, to be fair. The marshmallows are so good as well. Still got some leftover baking. You can never have too many marshmallows. Well, the fire's warm enough to make some bread, but I forgot to pack away my cutlery last night properly, so I'm gonna have to make it without a knife or a fork. A fun and really easy way to cook your bread dough is just to wrap it around a stick and hold that over the fire. We can just sit the bread there and it will cook nicely. Look at that. Well, no knives, no fork, no nothing. And I've got a perfect crispy roll of bread. The best way to eat it is just straight off the stick. Time for my least favourite part. The down booties have to be packed away and on come the cold boots. Dishes are never fun, but at least they're nice and easy done by the river. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a deer right in the middle of the river down there. This area is all going to get covered up again with leaves and other dead foliage. With the heavy wind, it'll probably be covered up within a day or two. It's a lot colder this morning. There's the big deer right in the open there. There's two of them actually. I think they're more afraid of me than I am of them. I know they just destroy native plants and habitats for our native birds, but it's pretty cool seeing them run around like that. A lovely young meadow tree. This is Kawakawa. It's a small edible native plant with little heart-shaped leaves. You can make it into a tea or crush it up and season it on any type of food. Those Nico palms are so huge. There's heaps of them as well.